Federalist number 80 is Hamilton's explanation of which cases the federal courts must handle and why leaving them to the states would fracture the new nation. His argument is pretty simple. A single constitution needs a single judicial voice. Otherwise, the union just kind of unravels. So let's just go ahead and set the stage here for his argument number 80. Hamilton isn't guessing. He's responding to real fears that federal courts just might be too powerful. So he goes to flip the argument. The danger isn't federal courts being too strong. It's the states drifting apart legally if federal courts don't exist. And he identifies categories of cases that naturally require national judgment. So his core argument here is that, well, his main claim is that federal courts must interpret the Constitution. They must also interpret federal laws, treaties, and any kind of interstate disputes, foreign issues, cases of maritime law, and then just any cases involving the United States itself. Well, why? Well, because these matters affect the entire nation, not just one state. So without federal jurisdiction, well, the Constitution becomes rather optional. It kind of sets aside the supremacy clause. States could undermine each other. Foreign nations couldn't, effectively trust the United States. National laws lose their authority. Federal courts, well, they keep the system united. So Hamilton goes on to look into the different cases of federal cases. And the first would be cases under the Constitution, like federal laws or treaties. And Hamilton's logic here is that states may interpret federal law differently from one state to the next. And that would just create some type of chaos in the system. Only federal courts can keep national rules consistent. A single constitution demands a single standard. Now, when you have cases involving the United States as a party, well, in Hamilton's argument, well, let's look at if the national government is an involved party, state courts may be biased, or they may be tempted to favor their own state's interests, their own best interests. And so federal courts provide a neutral forum for these kind of cases. So if you have cases involving foreign nations or foreign citizens, Hamilton states plainly in the essay that one state cannot set foreign policy. If a state mistreats a foreigner, it could spark national consequences. That doesn't seem relevant at all, does it? So now, any foreign-related cases, therefore, must be federal. When it comes to maritime law or admiralty law cases, shipping, trade, navigation, they must be consistent from port to port. And so federal courts then create predictable rules in these cases, but also international trust and stable commercial law. And a state-by-state system would really risk or possibly destroy international trade. Then when you have disputes between states or citizens of different states, state courts would naturally favor their own people. Federal courts would prevent, in his argument, retaliation between states, interstate hostility, biased decisions. So you have a neutral national court system that is effective in keeping the peace. And then we have cases involving the law of nations, as Hamilton puts it, or international law. One state cannot violate international norms on behalf of the entire country. And so federal courts protect national credibility and then also prevent accidental wars. Hamilton's chain of reasoning, his 5 reasons why, if we kind of tighten down his logic here, one is that national laws need national interpretation. Federal cases require neutral judgment, and states cannot manage foreign relations. Fourth, maritime commerce demands uniform rules. Federal courts prevent interstate favoritism, International law must be applied consistently, and also without federal jurisdiction, we have a problem of the union fragmenting. That sounds more like 7 than it does 5, doesn't it? So anyway, we'll just say that's number 80 in 7 easy steps. Hamilton's tone in this particular essay is rather practical. He sounds almost academic, almost like an engineer that's trying to design a specific system. He isn't trying to centralize power. It's more of an appearance that he's trying to prevent some type of chaos, and that federal courts exist not to dominate the states, but to keep them working together under a single framework, a legal framework. And so Hamilton's argument is uniform justice is the glue of the union. So our 3 takeaways tonight would be, 1, federal courts ensure consistent interpretation of national law. The second would be federal jurisdiction prevents interstate bias and conflict. And third, national courts protect the country's credibility in foreign and then also maritime affairs. Number 80, it explains why certain cases are federal, because some questions are just simply too large, they're too international, or they're just too constitutional to be handled by individual states. I think it's safe to say that Hamilton wants a nation that speaks with one legal voice, especially on issues that affect the entire or the whole republic. So federal courts don't actually weaken the states. They actually just work to hold the union together. So I know this episode was a little shorter, but not by much. If this would help clarify how federal court jurisdiction works, we'll hang around, because in Federalist number 81, we're going to get to Hamilton's final essay on the judicial branch. Thanks for watching.